I'm Becky Morgan from Fulcrum ConsultingWorks, and I'm so glad you're joining me for this Future of Manufacturing session. We all wish we had a crystal ball. Today I share my view of the future of manufacturing with you. As Mark Twain experienced, the death of manufacturing has been greatly exaggerated. Until evidence suggests that materialistic values and modern conveniences are being rejected everywhere in the world, my belief in the survival of manufacturing remains firm. The what, where, how, who, and when will continue to change drastically. But if, that's not a question. In the early 1900s, agriculture jobs in the United States and other developed countries fell precipitously as technology and science advances improved productivity and people moved from farms to cities to find their next employment. In the past 30 years, we've seen a similar decline in manufacturing jobs from similar causes. The current opportunities in both agriculture and manufacturing are very different from prior versions. Neither is backbreaking, and both require advanced thinking, science, and technology capabilities. So what does the future hold for manufacturing? That's a particularly poignant question today, with headlines dominated by protectionism, EU and Brexit, cyber criminals, and immigration and environmental debates. Moreover, the economics of the manufacturing industry are changing right now. The economic life of intellectual property is falling, while the dynamism of material science explodes. Digitization is everywhere, which enables the 3D printer to increasingly meet the "I want it and I want it now" aspect of demand. New distribution channels are evolving, influenced by the need for cost reduction and the expectation of immediate supply. Remember RIM or BlackBerry, which made the mistake of saying their phones were for serious business, while smartphones were toys? Sony has a similar story with its once ubiquitous Walkman. Kodak was busy hiring chemical engineers as they wasted the patent on digital photography. Now we can print small parts, production volumes of large parts, in homes with 3D printers. That evolution only took 30 years. Internet of Things is descriptive of the growing reliance on capture and analysis of data to better understand customers, product performance, and equipment status. That evolution is well underway. The next evolution soon begins. If you assume your industry is immune from these shifts, you are wrong. Whether B2B or B2C, your world is morphing into something you haven't faced before. Increasing speed, flexibility, and effectiveness are obvious. But what does that mean in strategy and execution? Put simply, every single aspect of a manufacturing business has to be faster, more flexible, and more effective next year than it is this, and even more so the year after. Let's be specific. Manufacturing will evolve into two fundamental models. One characteristic of those businesses that must be capital intensive, the other of those that do not require capital intensity. The two models will deal with the same challenges, but differently. The latter will lead with cutting-edge thinking, processes, and relationships, while the former will benefit from observing and adapting. Capital intensity increases the cost of being wrong. Those organizations will increasingly share that risk with customers, suppliers, and competitors. Think the capital equipment sharing economy model of Uber or cloud computing. Whether through joint ventures or shared equipment, product mix will be more flexible through building, equipment, and process design, augmented by manufacturing technology. Optimized for little, capable for much. Employment levels may be more stable, but jobs will change frequently. The chemical industry has dabbled in this model for years, but the concept will become much more flexible and widely shared. Those manufacturing industries without burdensome capital requirements will master immediate market and technical verification and time to market with test quantities, quickly followed by production quantities when warranted. That means market testing and scale up from R&D to production will be core competencies. It means data analytics through the product life cycle. This model will also develop its sharing economy, more in technology and specialized skills than physical infrastructure. First Build, a former subsidiary of GE, is an excellent example of the capabilities. GE gave that R&D organization 1 year to turn positive cash flow and profits. They did it. Open innovation is changing products, problem solving, and processes, and it's amazingly fast and effective. The reduced life cycles of products in these industries will lead to more project employees with the requisite skills for a particular concept, and it requires more environmentally safe designs. Just as GM and Ford are beginning to realize that they're in the transportation business and not the car business, manufacturers will broaden their view of industries away from products and into created conditions. Toyota has long been working on creating accident-free movement of people. Others are just beginning to see that. Rapid learning cycles, both internally and externally focused, will separate those who thrive from those who sputter. Goodyear production requires capital equipment, but now 90% of their new products are delivered on time and 100% are profitable. Materials R&D continues in all arenas, including rubber, worldwide. The agility of this company will enable it to quickly adjust products and expertise as needed. A support industry that will evolve in this new world is people identification. Recruiters must be able to quickly identify the exact right person with the exact right skill set, technical, thinking, and behavioral, that's needed for a project. Human resources passing resumes around to hiring managers is slow and ineffective. Similarly, current headhunter business model of collecting and sending out resumes, which basically parrots HR, will decline. Selection success rates for both companies and individuals will climb because they must. That means operations leaders must be able to clearly define the thinking, behavioral, and technical skills they need. For some, these coming changes indicate the impending demise of manufacturing as we know it. Darwin made an important point about change. Note that he said surviving species are adaptable to change, not that they run from change. Yes, it will not be manufacturing as we know it now. It will be better. Consider agriculture, which bears little resemblance to its century-old version. I see an incredibly fascinating and bright future for manufacturing, moving from a methodical ballroom dance to the precise choreography of the whirling dervish. Thanks so much for joining me for today's session, The Future of Manufacturing. If you'd like to discuss this or other topics in more depth, contact me at fulcrumcwi.com. I'm very interested in learning what you think.